Yo, what's good, guys? I'm sorry, a couple minutes late, but I'm here now. And I have some THCa flower rolled up. If you guys saw the video I put out earlier, you'll see that the facility I visited, they mostly specialize in THCA flower. So if you guys want to learn more about THCA flower, at least like even just the simple growth process, I would really suggest you guys tap into the video I put out earlier because it would help just because they got 18 and up also, and that can really hurt viewership. But I'm gonna talk about the effects of THCA flower in this. But I know a lot of people are asking me, is it sprayed like Delta 8 flower infused, whatever you want to call it? Does it have whatever, And so you can get those answers. You can see how it's naturally grown hemp flower. And they were surprised I hadn't heard of it. I haven't seen this stuff anywhere. I mean, he was like, one of the guys there was like, this is what the kind of stuff you get at the gas station. I was like, not the gas stations that I've been to. Most of them have CBD Delta 8, but THCA flower definitely is not something that I see a lot. And then a lot of people have been hitting me up saying THCA flower is in your dispensary bud. That is also true. There is definitely THCA in the bud you get from the dispensary, but the legal differentiation between THCA and Delta 9, which is the psychoactive, they say, aspect of THC, if you have it beneath that 3.3% Delta 9, you can do it. So they have this THCA growing out here in Illinois as a hemp operation, but it is psychoactive flower at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It does get you lit. And I'm going to smoke this J and kind of talk to you guys about it. This was my first time seeing it. This is my first, this right now, this isn't my first time smoking it. I've smoked it this weekend, but these are my first experiences smoking THCA flower, like ever, and when I say that, yes, a lot of flower does have THCA in it. All dispensary flower is going to have some THCA in it. But what I'm really talking about is the fact that they found ways to isolate THCA flower and legally sell it, and it can be shipped online. So it is on shytiva.co if anybody's interested in looking at the flower that I'm currently smoking. It is DAC is what they like, the short word for it. Otherwise, the name of the strain is Diamond Loco. I got you, David. No, it's legal where hemp can be shipped, pretty much like hemp derived flower can be shipped. So it should be legal most places. Blues, what's good? Noah, what's good? Dominant, Slow DK, what's up, guys? Shitface, David, what's good? Appreciate you guys tuning in. It is definitely different. At THCV, yeah, that's that. But we're talking about like this is flower. This is something that I know a lot of hemp consumers or people that want something closer to weed, but also don't want something that's infused with Delta 8 oil and stuff like that. This is something that can really change, or that is really different because if you look at it, which is what's on the thumbnail of the video, or if you watch the video I put out earlier today, which is me touring the facility where this THCA is grown, you can really see the quality of the bud in there and really be able to tell that it's not just the normal CBD flower that people are used to, and it's not the Delta 8 flower that's infused with Delta 8 oil, Delta 8 isolate. Yeah, slow DKC is different. Like the Delta 9 is what they're testing for in terms of legality. So there are ways that you can have, and honestly, I think it's like up to like 10 to 12% of THCA before you're going to be having too much Delta 9 developing or above the legal amount, or at least that you can test. So they've found ways to kind of isolate it in the bud. And like I said, if you want to see the buds, if you want to see the flower, feel free to check out the video from earlier today. And if anybody's watching this video in the future, because most of the viewers in reality will be into the future, there's 19 people on right now. But for anybody watching this video in the future, you can learn more about the bud at shytiva.co. And you can also learn about it on my website. I'm going to post a blog about it. But in this video, I'm kind of talking about it. And then you can learn about the grow process and stuff like that in the video that's my first time touring a cannabis grow facility. Weird. Yeah, it's nice. CHI, so like Chicago Shitiva. It's grown just like normal gas. It looks just like normal gas. I'm not about to sit here and say it's going to get you as high as dispensary bud, but it gives you a pretty good lift. The only distinguishing factor, in my opinion, or the biggest distinguishing factor, is it's going to wear off a little bit faster for sure. But to be honest, I was sitting here drinking some caffeine earlier, and I like smoking while I work and stuff like that. And sometimes a certain strain will rock me. This is kind of the bud I've been looking for in a certain sense, to where I can. I'll just be honest. I can like chain smoke a little bit, like smoke a couple. Like if I'm editing for like 4 hours, something like that, I can smoke it back to back, smoke a couple of them, and still be able to be functional and shit like that, and still be able to work and stuff. So I actually plan on probably trying to get some more of this THCa bud, maybe try some of their other strains. And this stack is supposed to be an indica, so I can do a review. It's supposed to be an indica. I would say that it's more like a hybrid in my personal opinion. It's definitely not like crazy relaxing. It's definitely like in the middle, but I feel it in my eyes. I feel the effects. You know what I'm saying? And I brought this up in the video. I really think there's a lot of people out on the streets, places that are pushing THCA bud. And I don't know if they even know it, but I think there's a lot of growers who certain grow mechanisms, like it's faster to grow it like this. You can grow bud way faster like this, stronger, less of a chance of it fucking up and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot more like high THCA bud, and not necessarily a bad thing, but there's so many different terminologies out there. The same way somebody just said it's this percentage THCA, this percentage Delta 9, this percentage CBD, but on the cover it could say total cannabinoids, or your dealer, if you're in an illegal state, is not even going to know what the fuck, So it's as I learn more about weed, and as learn more about bud and the different strains and how hard it is and how easy it is to grow different strains and stuff like that, I realize some of the kind of shortcuts that some of these grow operations can easily do if they know that that bud is going to be shipped to an illegal state, even if it's an illegal state, but especially if it's an illegal state. Except if you want to, you could always add distillate. But I know a lot of people are wary of Delta 8 bud and stuff like that because they don't like the distillate infused to their flower. A lot of people want just that straight, naturally grown flower. And I understand. I'm not ever going to argue with something or with somebody about what they should or should not consume. So I feel like this product is a good product for that person who says CBD doesn't do anything for them and they don't feel it. Delta 9 might be a little bit too much for them, or they just want to trust that they're getting good quality indoor flower. You can literally watch my video and stuff. Hemp derived means like the oils, though. It's not really hemp derived, it's hemp, you know? It's hemp because under the legal statute, it's under 0.3% Delta 9 testing. Hemp derived is like the Delta 8s and the oils that come from hemp oil. This is actual like hemp, but hemp that has THCA, high amounts of THCA in it, which is a legal compound that can be shipped and sold. Exactly, Shlomo. And all flower is THCA, but other ones have Delta 9 and the other ones have like CBD, CBG. So people are learning to grow these flowers around the laws to make sure that people can get what they want, people can get the quality they want, and they can still stay within the laws. Train man, if you look on their website, I'm sure it'll say where they can ship it and where they can't ship it to. I am not a lawyer and I haven't really talked to them about it. So, as I understand, it can be shipped all around the U.S., but you should check out their website. And I feel like they'll have a lot more information about that. Or if you can buy it and ship it to you and they ship it to you, then more than likely it's legal. Most of these websites, they have it kind of they've turned off the states. Slow mo and soon enough isn't soon enough for everybody. I agree. I told somebody that earlier, sooner rather than later. So, John, you should talk to them about it. Look at my video earlier. They got the pounds, you know. And it's Bud that I'm just sitting here and telling I know is a dealer's dream. Because you could tax for this. And let me not sit here and tell people how they can scam people because it's damn near a sort of scam. I know some people who would look at it in a good light, who would be like, "I'm not scamming people. They're still gonna get lit. They're not gonna get as lit as what they might expect, though, based off of how the flower looks. If we're just being fair, but it definitely, I would turn a different eye to every single dealer I ever have because this bud looks and smokes pretty ridiculous. I'll get into the taste some too. I know you can't, but this isn't like the regular looking. No, that Mac camera is not good enough. It's not just regular looking hemp though. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, Richard. I mean, I definitely spend a lot of time learning about this stuff, trying to educate myself best I can, because people are constantly asking me all these different types of questions and all that stuff, and so I want people to understand what these cannabinoids are. You know what I mean? I want people to understand all this shit. This is actually the only flower I even have right now. I'm out of weed. I'm really trying to save money, but tomorrow I'll probably buy another eighth if you guys want to donate to the eighth fund, the Venmo and Cash App there. But either way, tomorrow morning I have this nug left. Hopefully, I'll have it left tomorrow morning to smoke with you guys during the 9 a.m. live stream. Right now, I appreciate you tuning in. Let's do slow mo. And I'm not gonna lie, I really like this flower. I wish it was at a little bit better price point. That's what I'll objectively say. But regardless, because of the way it's grown and stuff like that, and the manpower it takes to grow and hand trim the flower and stuff, how they do it, takes a lot. And so I understand the price point as a businessman. But as a consumer, I could see how the price point could not be as good for some people. But I really think this flower is right for a lot of people. And I'm going to keep trying to do some reviews and talk to people about it. I'll talk to Shy Tiva and stuff about maybe reviewing more of their flower because I think that there are some people out there who could really benefit from this THCA. I feel like there's a lot of people who are normal like Delta 9 users who get some anxiety from weed, and people are like, I've been wanting to tone back my weed. And I really think that this bud is a good like daytime smoke to where you can still keep moving and still stay productive. Slow mo, I have the new Binoid carts. I have those. I'm actually going to be doing a review. I might do a review of some Binoid tomorrow, actually. So I got some new strains or some new cannabinoids that I'm going to be reviewing. I'm not functional, Sergeant Gumpy. I got you, or Gimpy, or whatever. That's what's up, sir. I got you, John. Yeah, I it's so easy for the growers to trick people. It's not even the dealers. The dealers be smoking the same thing they be smoking. My favorite part 440 was just talking to the employees because some of them had like similar stories as I do, have had legal issues with weed and shit, and it was a super diverse place and stuff like that. So just chopping it up with the employees was a dope experience for real. Marcus, if you do for real, hit them up and tell them that you learned about it from the cannabis library. I have no type of affiliate or anything like that, but if you can put in the note or something like that, got it from the cannabis library, shit, they'll know. I'm dead, but if you got the pounds of this, bro, like, I don't know, but there is a correct clientele for this that people truly would need to be smoking some of this stuff. I know some people who are getting way too stoned. This is me sometimes. Just getting way too stoned. Like I smoked some in the morning while I was reading, and I wasn't getting as stoned, and it was kind of nice. You know, sometimes I've been getting too lit, no doubt. And then on the back end, I'd be just getting tired sometimes. Oh yeah, that Chiefs Bills game. How about the Chiefs and the Bills? Shit, the Chiefs just got to get the ball, but the Bills would have gone down and scored a touchdown too. Bro, Richard, the shit is gas. I'm telling you. You saw if y'all watched the video from earlier. I was really in the field trying to get these decent camera angles, trying to show people how good the weed was. You know. Nandi, what's good? Nor do I buy from the dispensaries in Chicago. I have a couple times, but I don't often. I usually buy from dealers out here. You know, overall, I usually buy from dealers out here to be real. The unfortunate part about the dispensary system, I have realized though, is that everything's being bred to get people as high as possible, and I that's not a good trend to me personally. I think there should be the options. I think they should be trying to get that top shelf shit, if they want to call it top shelf shit, to the highest possible and get as spicy as possible, whatever they want to call it. But I think there should stay the options like this. Like I feel good right now. I think there should stay the CBD option. I think, and it all depends on the market and what people want to buy. So it's not up to me just saying I think all these options exist. They'll exist if the market asks for them, but I think the market is going to miss out on some customers in the future trying to force people to smoke 100% dabs and fucking 35% bud that'll come out and shit like that. I think the market's going to get saturated with that shit. There's going to be a good amount of people who don't like weed anymore because they're getting too lit, you know, or it's just not something they can functionally do. And a lot of people like smoking weed, you know, a lot of people like smoking weed during the day and they need something that they can still stay on their feet on. And I think this THCA is a product like that, you know. All the deltas up to concentrate. Some of the deltas, you're talking about like Delta 8, I mean, Delta 9 is normal bud, but those all have concentrate versions also. Slow mo, the best I've had out here has been from dealers for sure, because the dealers just get it from Cali. They just get it flown in from Cali. You know what I'm saying? You watching the video right now? That's a bit rich. You appreciate it. See, David, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. For me, it depends on what I'm doing, you know. But technically, you can, Doctor Gadget. I don't know what you look like. I don't know if you should. I don't know where you live, but technically, you can. I'm dead. Because technically, you'd be smoking hemp in public. You know, it's it's crazy the amount of things that are getting around these laws and stuff like that. But this is quality flower for real. So I'm sure after watching this, some people are gonna go buy some. So I encourage you to or watching this, watching the other video, I encourage you to put in the comments how you feel after you get to try it. I'm glad you tuned in for 40. CD, it's like everybody's just gonna like what they want. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of taste, I didn't really get into that yet. Taste is like pretty sweet. You know what I mean? It's like sweet, a little bit piney. Definitely nothing like a CBD taste. I would say that. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all know I've smoked my fair share of CBD, and it's nothing like a CBD taste. Definitely nothing like a Delta 8 flower taste. Definitely superior in that way, superior in effects to both of them as well. And why more people don't have it, I don't know. You know, so if you're a cook somewhere, you gotta smoke weed. When I worked at a restaurant, I was smoking weed the whole time. David, that's what I'm talking about right now. This is hemp flower. This is a THCa flower is hemp flower, and it's the strongest, and it's not sprayed or anything. I encourage you to go watch the video from earlier today on my personal channel. I don't know if you're on Cannabis Library or my personal channel. I have 17 people in the Cannabis Library right now, and 8 people on Grant Patterson channel. So thank you guys for tuning in to both channels, whichever one you're on. But I'm on the Cannabis Library is where the tour. So if anybody who's on the Grant Patterson channel or the one person on the Twitch, you got to go over to Cannabis Library on YouTube, soon on the website as well, and you'll be able to see like the full tour. Yeah, THCA card. I'm sure it should be easy for them to do. I got some THCA edibles too. If you guys want me to review those one day, they gave me some samples of THCA edibles because I'm kind of curious about those as well. Actually, Marcus, the effects are like right now. I would say my eyes are like decently low. I feel it in my head. It's not ton in my body. It's mostly in my head. It's a little bit stronger than Delta 8 flower. If you've tried Delta 8 flower, um, I would say it's kind of like the equivalent of smoking some mid, but the smoking experience is better, because mid, you're coughing, it tastes like shit. A lot of times there's seeds all in it, all that type of stuff. No, this is like hydroponic, high quality mid. So effects more in the mid lane, chill, relax, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But the smoking experience is much higher tier. Because mid, you can look at it and be like, bro, that looks like some mid. This, you look at it, it don't look like any mid. So I hope that's decent effects for you guys in terms of how you would think about the other flower you get. And obviously, this is the DAC that I got that you see the strains they have on the website and stuff, but you could do the THCA flower infused with Delta 8. You can infuse any flower you want with Delta 8, but I think THCA by itself is better than Delta 8, and I think the smoking experience of the THCA flower is better as well. I really do. Like right now, if I was about to set up a hemp shop for myself, I would leverage THCA flower the most probably. I might, shit. I might get a cannabis library strain soon. Exactly, CD. So it's like low quality flower. Since it's like hydroponically grown, indoor, all that stuff, you don't have any of the problems of that old like bullshit mid weed. So it's that's why it's tough to say mid because part of mid is like headache sometimes if it's bad mid. You know what I mean? This isn't like that. This is like cerebral effects more. It's not in the exact same way that you would describe somebody some mid. Anybody who doesn't usually pull up 9 a.m. CST on the Cannabis Library every single morning, I go live. So if you guys are looking to pull up, feel free to. Today I talked about a Netflix show I've been watching recently. Who knows what I'll talk about tomorrow? I honestly don't know yet. I'll figure it out in the morning. I haven't talked about any news in a little bit, so I might get to some news. If I watch a movie tonight I like, I might just talk about that. Oh, and shit, the new season of Ozark's out, so I do need to check that out as well. 300 milligrams of caffeine seems like a lot, but I might have a lot, but I don't know how many milligrams I do have. 440, to be honest, I don't know, but it's a decent amount. It's got to be between all the CBD. And if you look at the video, you can kind of see like that's pretty much the full extent of the grow facility. When I'm sitting on the top level and you see that, you can see that's all of it. Um, just sitting in their finished room, they had, what was that, like 25 pounds sitting in there probably. Some of it CBD, some of it THCa flower. Yeah, probably so. Something like that. Gas number 2 from Oklahoma City, Lil Wavy. Number 1 top strain that I could have a good amount of right now. And I was smoking on some Georgia pie when I first got here in Chicago, and that shit was pretty nice too. I'm dead CD. I remember that shit. That shit used to be crazy. But guys, I appreciate you coming and smoke with me. That's the full extent. I think I answered most of the effects, taste, things about THCA, kind of things that people want to know. No gravity bomb for me, Noah. But I hope I answered the question. You put in the comments if you have any more questions, and I'll try to answer it. But I'll let you guys know at shativa.co if you're looking for it. I appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode of the Cannabis Library. Richard, for THCA, no, since it's hemp, you don't have to seemingly go through all this shit that you'd have to do to get a license to get a THCA license. So that's that too. That seems like exactly like it can be sold online. It seems like on the Shativa website, it looks like they have it for sale online. So like that kind of shows you here in Illinois, you can't sell weed online in terms of shipping it. You can buy online and pick up, but not that. So that's about 440. I barely have any left. I might be hitting out the air riser tomorrow morning for the live stream because I don't have that much. So we'll see how it goes.